Just imagine I'm a cow. How's it? Welcome back to another episode of Just a Pinch. In today's episode, I'm so excited. We are going to be making steak tacos. We're going to be making everything from scratch. No, we're not actually, because we're not making the tacos from scratch. We are going to be making the salsa from scratch. Are you ready? This is going to be a good one, I promise. Roll that intro. I've forgotten something. Here's what you're going to need. Boom! Softshell flour tacos, beef skirt steak for the salsa, olive oil, fresh limes, couple of red chillis, a big fuck off pepper chili thing, cherry tomatoes, fresh garlic, half an onion, cayenne pepper, it's gonna fucking burn you, coriander seeds, cumin seeds, hot smoked paprika, fresh coriander, that's the salsa. Then on top of the tacos, creme fraiche that will zest up with some lime juice and fresh avocado. Let's make the salsa. Caught that. We're going to put some nice char on our peppers and our chilies. This is essentially sort of like a cross between a chili and a red bell pepper. And these are just cherry tomatoes. You know what these things taste like. It's delicious. We're going to put it directly on. Now, if you don't have a gas stove with a direct flame, what you can do is just put it in the oven on the grill setting. Right, the pepper is nice and burnt. Pop it in a lunchbox. And you're going to put a lid over it for about 5 minutes. So just using a paper towel, removing all of that charred black skin. It's like a glorious sweet butterfly living inside the cocoon. Now, of course, you can de-stem and de-seed these if you want. These chilies aren't very hot, if I'm honest with you. I like a bit of heat, so I'm keeping the seeds in. Quarter of an onion, about a teaspoon cumin, teaspoon of coriander seeds, 2 bulbs of garlic. You're going to crush and de-skin them to give it some extra punch and heat. We're going to go in with a little bit of cayenne pepper. Hot smoked paprika. This is going to help with the smokiness, add a little bit of extra heat as well. Fresh lime. Oh! I'm going to go in some olive oil as well. Season quite heavily with salt, fresh pepper as well. We're just going to blitz the fuck out of this. Well, maybe not the fuck out of it. We're going to pulse it a little bit because we still want a little bit of texture. I have forgotten something. Fresh coriander, about a cup. Don't worry about the stems. They add so much flavor. Look at that. Look at that color. We're on to a fucking winner here. We are going to prepare our steak and get it ready for our lovely marinade. I've got a beef skirt steak. It is a really cheap and really affordable steak. If you are watching this in potentially a country that doesn't sell skirt steak, just ask for bavette or a flat iron steak. Where is the skirt steak on the actual cow itself? How do I explain this? Right, just imagine I'm a cow. The things I do for these videos. So if I'm a cow, this section here, sort of like my breast area, this would be considered the brisket section. Fatty, tough, sinewy piece of meat. You gotta cook it low and slow for many, many hours. Freaking delicious though. Fatty. This section here is the plate. It's quite nice, just rubbing myself to sleep. I would say it's between sort of maybe the breast, the nipple, and your belly button. And skirt steak comes from that. This specific cow, as you can see, has put on a lot of weight recently during lockdown. So it is a very fatty piece. Oh my God. If anything, that demonstration deserves a share.
Hey, Simon here. If you like this video, well, hit the like button. Even better, hit subscribe. It really does help me. Right, let's get back to the video then, shall we?
Good couple of globes of olive oil, fresh lime. It's important to marinate your meat for only about 30 minutes, especially if you're going to be adding lime. The acidity in the lime will start breaking down the fibers in the beef. If you marinate it in lime juice for too long, you ruin the meat and it just becomes really mushy. Fucking hell, I'm sounding like proper food science shit here. Chop up some fresh coriander. 1 clove of garlic. Season heavily with salt, quite a bit of black pepper as well, and rub all of that marinade. I have little cuts and slits because I have a really terrible habit of biting my skin. Fucking lemon juice is burning the shit out of my fingers. Wash your hands, you've been dealing with raw beef. 5 minutes later. An idiot. I want to get the pan up to a really nice even temperature, but it needs to be rip-roaring hot. These smoke alarms / heat detectors go off if you bloody boil the kettle. I need to open up all the doors and the windows and let's just pray that it doesn't go off. It's October and it's really cold in the UK. The cat, I can hear the cat. Hey, where have you been? As I was saying, it's October, which means it's really cold here in London. So we're gonna have to try and do this fast. Always when I'm cooking dinner, hey? You only love us when we're making food. I'm gonna stick the extraction fan on. Check if your pan is ready. You'll know when it hits the pan, start sizzling. Leave them. They need to cook and you need to build up a crust, brown the steak. It's the Maillard reaction. That's going to give the best, most amazing flavor. You're not going to get that if you keep flipping and turning and pushing and prodding on your steak. Now the reason why we want to cook these specific steaks rare is because they have a tendency to be tough, rubbery and chewy if you overcook them. See that nice caramelization that we are getting? That's what you're looking for. All right, so the steaks have cooked for, I'd say, roughly about a total of about 6 minutes. So they now need to rest for half of that time. Spoon out your avocado, slice them up into nice thin slices. That was quite chefy. Creme fraiche, salt, pep, half a lime. Mix that up. We're gonna heat our tortillas up in a pan, our tacos up rather. Cutting across the grain, nice thin slices. It's quite juicy, quite pink. So we've got our soft shell flour taco, a few slices of our beautifully cooked steak, a couple slices of avocado, that beautiful salsa, a little bit of our creme fraiche. Should I just go for it? It's so delicious. That steak has come out perfectly. My poor girlfriend who's acting as the cameraman right now is quite hungry. You want to eat your own tacos? Should we stop the video?